I wish there was one called intro. That would be best. Oh, I know. I could play intro from Whit Lowry, and I could play outro from Ryan Creveo whenever I need to. Okay. Oh, it's called Welcome. That works too. Man, I did not update my run times. Chainwax, what's going on, buddy? How you doing, man? Mr. Thakas, what's going on, man? Okay, not too hot. Marcus, what's going on, man? How you doing? Vincent, what's going on? I think it would be better if I put my chat up here. Dump time? I think so too. So, last night we tried to take a little bit of a scalp right here. It worked out initially, but we did find support on our, this is the 0.382, and we blasted up to the sky. Unfortunately, wasn't able to make anything on that move right there. I took my profits off the long from down here right here. Unfortunate, but I am positive that we are either going to dump right now, or we're going to come up a little bit more, but still bearishly diverge as we go along. Crippler, what's going on, man? 123 Rabbit, what's going on? How you doing? That's the new intro song. Hope you guys like it. I'm gonna play that every single time. None of my live streams get monetized, and it's because of the music, but I just feel like it's not worth it if I don't have the music. I mean, that's like, it sets the mood, helps me, you know, better reflect who I am, what kind of music I like. So I did some math last night. If I had all of my live streams monetized, I could have made probably like $2,000 by now, just from all the views from every single live stream, but it's just not worth it. Hey Kite, you were looking like like you're having some fun. I'm doing fantastic, man. Last night got stopped out. It happens, but that's why it was a little bit of a scalp trade. Swing trade got stopped out right here. In profit, I took a lot of profit down here, so I'm not too sad on that. But now I'm starting to get back into my swing short position. A lot of people are getting too bullish too damn fast. Now, one thing that is spectacularly bullish right now, but maybe it's not immediate term, but could, if we come down and we find support on the 0.5. So let's say this is our new, you know, short-term strongest resistance, and maybe this is our strongest support going forward. Okay, so let's say that right there. If we come down onto the 0.5, find support, and then we break back above this right here, I might change my view on some things. Reason being is the daily just got a bounce off the 50 on the RSI. That is huge, guys. The last time that happened was like 9 months ago. That was back in June of 2019. So, hold on. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 months ago. So, that is a very, very bullish sign going forward. You can see when we came out of the 3K range, we came up, we broke above the 50, came back down, retested it, we got a bounce. It wasn't an immediate spike up, but soon afterwards, boom, came back down, tested the 50. Boom, came back down, tested the 50. Boom. So this is the first time in 9 months where we have gotten a clear bounce off of the 50 and not a rejection above or just on it. Very exciting. Very, very exciting. Yep, rip Kobe, man. Rip Kobe. Hey, bro, are we shorting till 20K? No, once we get above 9,250, I'm bullish from there on out until we come back below it. As of right now, there's absolutely no reason to be bullish until that resistance is broken. Until then, it is still our strongest resistance. You really shouldn't be testing that until it's broken above. That's why right now I am taking shorts in this region. I did want it to come up a little bit more, to be honest, because I wanted some of my DCAs to get filled. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. That's just a part of the game. Hey, Kite, closed long on good profit, trading only 20 bucks. Lost a few cents now. Is what it is. That's how it be sometimes, man. As long as you make sure the trades, you put your money where your mouth is, and you make sure that you have a good risk to reward ratio, and you don't, chicken out, and you set it up correctly, the trades that you make, you'll make the most out of them. The trades that you lose, it's like nothing even happened. Tom, what's up, man? How you doing? Barry, what's going on? Crypto Half-Life, what's going on, man? Crazy Head, I'm doing absolutely fantastic. This, I'm going to be honest, this actually surprised me. I did not think it was going to go this high, to be honest. I definitely thought we were going to get rejected right around here and then start moving down in this channel. Sometimes Bitcoin just surprises. I just work with it from day to day. But we still got that hidden bearish divergence. Money flow is starting to stagnate as well. And a bearishly, let's see, bearishly diverging market cipher B blue waves. And like I said, that daily is looking tough. The stochastic has not yet bounced into the red. That's a good sign as well. 12 hours there, though. 12 hour has been bearishly diverging for quite a while. So we'll see how this goes. Same here, man. Same here. Like I said, I'm going to be 100% real with you guys. I said I was in a short right here. My stop loss was at 750. Got stopped out. I didn't enter a long immediately, and I didn't try to re-enter a short immediately. I just got stopped out. I'm going to wait for it to see where I can really take advantage of this. And this seems to be it. Definitely in this region. Obviously, we have not only the 8-to-1 Gann fan, but also the macro resistance up here, definitely holding us back. So what I'm looking for it to do right now is drop back down towards the 0.5, around 8,691, and then from there we probably will find momentary support we could find support for a couple of days, but then hopefully it does form a descending triangle and break down to the downside. Because I know you guys are going to be mad at me this entire time. Everybody wants to get super bullish super fast. And I understand that sometimes supports don't necessarily need to get retested. But for me personally, I would feel a lot better if I saw a severe bounce at 7,800. That would be a really good indication. And it would allow our daily RSI to come back down a little bit and maybe form a bullish divergence on it as well, alongside a bounce of the 50. That would be even more momentum to the upside. So you kind of have to view these things as incremental steps instead of just one straight shot. Crazy Head. I tried to start a little bit early. We started an hour early, hour and 20 minutes early, just for you, man. I'll try. Like I said, if we get to 100 viewers tonight, we're already up to 60. That's only that sets everything in motion. It's gonna put a little bit more stress on me, just because then I have to kind of schedule the sessions a little bit more compact. Usually I got, on like a good day, I got like about an hour and a half in between sessions, just to kind of collect my thoughts, let my voice clear up. Because I tell you what, when I'm like doing sessions, when I'm doing sessions back to back to back for like 6 hours to 8 hours straight, my voice is just wrecked. It really does suck. I love teaching, but the voice thing, that just kills me. So my entry on this short is at 8,956. So that's my short entry on my swing. I don't have a lot of percentage in it, so I think I only have about like 1.5% in this actual short, which is unfortunate. I really wanted to come back up some more and get some DCAs in before we started coming back down severely. Is what it is. I'm not really too sad about it. There's a light at the end of the tunnel though. Usually I try to make anywhere between 15 to 30% per medium pattern added to my trading portfolio. But it doesn't look like I'm going to hit those kind of targets this time around. But the good thing is, if this is actually the bottom, and we say that this medium pattern, the actual swing low to the next swing high, is at 8,200, that means we can break out a lot sooner than I thought. Because otherwise, we would be in this pattern for 40 to 60 days, which wouldn't be a bad thing, but it could actually have an inverse effect of putting us into a descending triangle and then breaking us down to 6,500. We still have that availability, but as of right now, this is actually looking like a bullish pennant, which from there, I would be targeting $9,800 to $10,100 if we do break that macro resistance, which if we go straight up, currently on my chart, it would be at 9,134. I, in particular, have my stop loss at 9,250 because I have to give it some breathing room. Even though Ganns are highly accurate, on the macro time frames, you have to give it some breathing room because it can just be a couple $50 to $100 off, and you just don't want to test it. You just want to make sure. So it's a safety net. But once that is broken, as long as some of these, lower indicators like the 2-hour can come back down, I'm not saying all the way back down to the 50, but definitely price action come back down to the 0.5. If we can find support and then blast off from there and break that $9,200 level, I am targeting $9,800 to $10,100. Reason being, from this particular pattern, 1.618 is at 9,800. Next macro horizontal resistance would be at 10,108. Now, our 8-to-1 Gann fan is not too far past that. That's up at about $11,100. So if we can break $11,100, I am severely happy, guys, because that is huge. Absolutely huge. So I want to re-explain this for a lot of people. A lot of people have been asking me, dude, don't you see the fractal? It's going to break down. It's going to break down to the downside. There is some validity to that, but there is some very, very dramatic differences between what we're doing now and the 2018 bear market when it fell down to $3,000. I wanted to explain that because you'll see. Let me go to my Bitstamp chart. Many of you have already seen me kind of explain this. You can see I'm actually looking at this as kind of a macro, a very large head and shoulders pattern. And if we do break that 8-to-1 Gann fan, I would be targeting $20,000 next because that's just too much momentum to not deny. But you can see right here is the 2018 bear market capitulation. Here's where we are currently sitting. So we're sitting in a similar place, but there's some acute differences. Where we are sitting, we have a parabolic support line on the RSI to fall back onto as support. Where over here, it did not. It only had resistance from the top, as well as a lot of bearish divergence coming from the top, forcing it to the downside. We do have that gently, but it's not nearly as much as the 2018 bear market because that was coming hot off a bull run. Of course, you're going to have some really, really crazy bearish divergence. That's why we ended at 3K. But that's what I was saying. We have a parabolic support line. This one did not. Now, this one got 2 rejections at the 50. We got rejected at the 50 once. That's where we fell down from 10,400 all the way down to 6,300. But right now, it is looking absolutely healthy. Not only do we have the MACD cross, we are trying to form a inverse head and shoulders on our market cipher B blue waves, and we're looking for this money flow of fractal to work itself out. And from there, we're clean and green. Now, only thing that's kind of concerning is this could just take a while. The stochastic is red, does mean bearish, but there is time for it to flip. Now, it found support on the resistance of the previous capitulation from the 2018 bear market. So that is why I'm getting super bullish in this region. If I was an average person, I don't have a day job. I don't have cash coming in that I put into Bitcoin. All of my Bitcoin, all of my income comes from trading. Okay, so that's how I sustain myself in that dollar cost average. So if I had any cash left over, I would be buying in this region. This does seem like it has the potential to be a bottom. Now, if we cross below 7,800, I'm not saying sell all of your Bitcoin, but do sell some a little bit, and then wait for a bounce around the $6,500 to $6,300 region. And that could be another potential bottom, another inverse head and shoulders, just in a different way. So we have a couple different ways to work ourselves out of this. I would like it sooner than later, but it's all baby steps. We're just kind of taking it day by day. F. Sani, glad you're not working today. It's your day off. That's awesome, man. If you put a shot collar on fish, you would have to say his name less, thereby saving your voice. I don't want to put a shot collar on him. I don't even want to put a vibration collar on him. He's so cute right now. He looks like a little croissant. Oh. That is so damn cute. Hold on. Let me see if I can see him. Look at him. He's so cute. Okay, Call of Duty's on my screen. Quick recap, please. Okay, so right now we are sitting at a macro resistance. Not only do we have the 8-to-1 Gann fan, we also have the 4-to-1 macro Gann fan, which is a huge resistance. Last time we touched it, we saw a severe rejection. So I'm starting to DCA shorts in this region. My stop loss is going to be 9,250. We are already getting an overbought signal on the 2-hour, along with a hidden bearish divergence, along with exaggerated bearish divergence on our market cipher B Blue Waves. Our stochastic RSI is bearishly diverging as well, and it just flipped to the red on this candle, I believe. Money flow is starting to stagnate, but alongside that, I'm getting very, very bullish for one particular reason, and that is the daily has now gotten a bounce off the 50. Now, that does not mean immediate, price action, and we're just going to go shoot into the sky, but we have not seen a bounce off the daily for 9 months. The last time we saw a bounce on the daily was back in June. This is right before we came back up, got rejected, and then we saw a rejection at the 50, which put us in this consolidation and stopped all of that momentum. So, very, very bullish sign. Not saying it's going to be immediate, but that is the most bullish sign we have seen in 9 months. I'm just being honest with you guys. If I had some extra money, wouldn't say dump all of it in. I would dump a little bit in right now, and then once we break through 9,200, I would feel a lot safer putting in the majority of it. And obviously set up some stop limits in order to get some position out, maybe transfer to Tether, anything like that, if we do cross back below 9,200. Because then we could have a fake out, dump back down to 7,800, maybe even the lower, mid 7,000s, and find support there. Because we still do have the 2-to-1 Gann fan up channel right here that could save us even if we do dump back down past 7,800. It's not an immediate downturn, but if that 2-to-1 Gann fan is broken, not a good sign. I have a pug cross Jack Russell. He is 10 and still completely mental. Don't tell me that. I want to just have the light at the end of the tunnel that he gets calmer with age. 81 viewers already, guys. Thank you so much. Oh my god, this just keeps getting crazier and crazier every single day. I remember just hopping on and it would take me like 2 hours to get to like 40 viewers. JJ, what's going on, man? Oh, Efren, sorry for not saying hi, man. I see you. Crypto Don Juan, what's going on, buddy? Sorry guys, when I start getting my heated tangents, I just ignore chat for a little bit, just so I don't get off track. JJ, I'm doing absolutely fantastic, man. But you're still short, right? Yes. So I'm now getting myself back into a swing short position. Made a little bit on this scalp. Took a little bit of a loss on this little scalp right here. But we're back in business. I will be DCAing in this region. We could turn down from right here, or we could come down, find a little bit of support, continue pumping up, and then get rejected. Either way, it works out. Never settles. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. When was the moment you decided to make trading your full-time job? So I got pretty lucky. I'm not going to lie. It was not like I worked day and night in order to make this a full-time job. It kind of just fell in my hands. So my origin story, you know, my how I came to become Bruce Wayne of Coke and Pepsi. But I sold candy in high school. I made about $13,000 from freshman year to sophomore year. And then I took that money, anywhere from $250 to $1,000. I was just stacking crypto. I got lucky. I didn't sell at $20,000. I sold about $12,000. So I didn't get the most out of it that I possibly could have. I ended up with quite a bit of cash by the time I turned 18. And then back here in this little pocket is where I really started to get into trading. And I was working at Buffalo Wild Wings. So I was making $7.25 an hour. So at that point, I was like, okay, I need a job to learn how to talk to people, customer service, you know, get rid of some social anxiety. Because I was a weird kid, guys. I had friends, but I was a weird kid. Okay, never the most popular kid. But I used that as a launch pad for my social skills. But day and night, I was working my ass off to learn as much as I possibly could about crypto, as much as I could about trading in general, because I knew I did not, day job wasn't for me. College has never been for me. Day job's never been for me. I've always been an entrepreneur that wants to work for myself, no matter the downsides, because I just know, man, it's something that it's rewarding, but it's a double-edged sword because there's a lot of discipline that comes with it, but it's totally worth it if you can get past that part. So towards the end, around this part, I started getting pretty good. Now, I was throwing in countless hours into trading at that point. Some of my earlier live streams, I would stream for 13 hours just sitting in front of my charts, just analyzing price action, seeing how it related to previous price action. And I was throwing countless hours. By that time, I would literally get like 2 hours of sleep. I would go into work and I would just be dead. I would not be able to perform my job. Even though it was a medial job that only paid me $7.25 an hour, I was doing so poorly because I was not getting any sleep because I was trying to learn as fast as possible, that I said, okay, I'm making a great amount of money. I've made a great amount of money so far. I can quit this job, and as long as I am frugal, I can last. Okay, at this point, my monthly expenditures don't go beyond, let's see, if I'm really balling out on food that month, maybe $1,500 for food, mortgage, $1,275, internet, $150, so about almost $3,000 a month. So I could probably last the rest of my life, to be honest. Obviously, that's not the goal. I don't want to just stay stagnant, but I have enough to quit. And I got lucky, and that's why I had the opportunity. If you're starting with a couple $1,000s, it's going to take about 3 to 5 years, if I'm being honest. I'm not going to sell you the pipe dream of becoming a millionaire overnight. You have to do this smart, and you have to take a lot of time. You have to learn what you got to learn, and it will take 3 to 5 years, starting from that low amount. You don't have to start with a lot, but you have to start if you want to get rich. So no matter how much money you got, try your best and treat it as if it's your last dollar, okay? And you will perform very, very well. Sorry, Kite, did not get that right. Where's the 8-to-1 Gann fan situated? Below your DCA, which passes price, you go long. So since the 8-to-1 Gann fan on our medium time frame pattern, not our macro pattern, is right next to a macro Gann fan, I'm not going to just immediately take my long when we pass the 8-to-1 Gann fan. I would be waiting for the actual macro this time. So the war pump, like this right here, this did not come from just out of nowhere. This is a lot of people. Okay, so this was a completely, you're gonna be so mad when I say this, but this was a completely 100% natural pump. Yes, there was a lot of FOMO involved, but it was a completely 100%. You should have gone long right there. Now, unfortunately, I was deathly sick during that point in time because I remember very, very vividly. I was just on the couch and my sister was like, hey, Bitcoin is going absolutely crazy. I was like, what are you talking about? I got up, I walked over to the computer and I was like, oh my God. So I caught like the last bit of it. I caught half of it. But right here, you have stagnant price action, okay? And you're on a bottom. You're on a bottom of a support macro, okay? So you should have been longing anyways, okay? And your RSI is going absolutely parabolic, okay? When people with actual money see stuff like this, what are they gonna do? They're gonna buy as much as they possibly can because they know that that is a strong move coming up. Same thing happens to the downside, okay? But this was completely 100% natural. Now, there was a lot of FOMO involved, I can guarantee you that, but it did not come out of nowhere. This right here, I don't even think that was a backed dump. I think that was completely natural as well. Because this is good. This is good that we've been coming down like this and building a parabolic support line that can really last. Because if we started a parabolic support line there, we would have had a much shorter bull market than what we're potentially going to have. So you got to look at the bright side to these types of things. And I don't think this was necessarily because of the pandemic outbreak that's been happening. Just my personal opinion. I don't think everything that happens in Bitcoin is absolutely correlated to some natural disaster. Obviously if there's some actual hyperinflation going on, something that is relating to currency, yes, then I would actually be looking at that as a potential cause because that actually has a direct correlation. Big L, what's going on, man? Okay, JJ, let me check my... Okay, so you are long from 896. Oh, why'd you go long there? Okay, you haven't lost much yet, JJ. Okay, so this is just my personal opinion. Do what you need. I would exit that trade. Obviously, that's up to you. But you should not be long in this region until we are above the macro resistances. We just have too many overbought signals, too many bearish divergences, money flow starting to flatline. There is a chance that we break through it, definitely because of that daily 50 RSI bounce that I talked about. But it's just not safe to be in a long right now, especially from your current position. If you were in a long from down here and you were just holding a swing long, I could see why you would stay in that long. But as of right now, no. Just my personal opinion. No, that would not be bearish. So it's an exaggerated bullish divergence when you have flatline price action, but momentum is gaining. That just means that you can just visualize the price action shaking and then it breaks out to the upside. Same thing happens to the downside. If you have a flatlining price action, but you have a bearishly diverging RSI, it's going to break out to the downside. Obviously, this was not as parabolic as that right there, but this is another example. Relatively flatline price action right here. RSI going parabolic. Once it gets past the 50, boom. This is where these moves come from. They don't come out of thin air. People with money, they see these small details that most people don't see, and they take advantage of them. Now, I saw that same thing, and that's why I took that scalp trade. I didn't necessarily think it was going to take us this far, but it gives me another opportunity to short from the top, which I am more than happy to take. Yeah, just look up Divergence cheat sheet and just keep that around until you absolutely got it ingrained in your head. Exaggerated is kind of a weird one because on the cheat sheets, they don't show it correctly. Price action can be flatlined and momentum can be going up and down. And momentum can be flatlined and then price can be going up and down. And we'll do the same exact thing. Yeah, if there was one indicator that I would recommend to anybody, no matter what level of trading you're at, it is the RSI. If you can read it correctly, you'll make the most amazing moves. And despite what people say, the RSI is not that much of a lagging indicator. Yes, you can look like you're seeing a rejection and then just turn right back around. That is something that does happen quite often. But this is why we have supports and resistances backing up our decisions. We put in smart stop losses that we know if they get hit, the price will absolutely continue. So that's why we do what we do. Yes, I am expecting a retracement back down to the 0.5. That would be a good level to find support on if it does want to continue to staircase up until we break above the $9,200 level. That would be definitely the place where I'm looking for it to come down after this. And yes, I am in a short right now, and I have a couple DCAs up in this region, just in case it does want to pump one more time. But I would be expecting a macro resistance hold at about 91.31. But I do have my stop loss at 92.50, because with these macros, you have to give it a little bit of breathing room because they can be off by $50 to $100, depending on how you set them up. They're accurate, but you have to give it that breathing room. Christopher Lag, what's going on, man? Christopher Lag. Okay, I say Christopher, or is it Christopher? I have such a hard time with names. Is Stoyan in here? Stoyan? I tried learning his name today. I think I forgot it. Should I close the trade and go short again? That would be my recommendation. That's the smart move here. That's the best risk to reward. You have overbought signals. You have bearish divergences on your market cipher B waves that are already overbought. Money flow, putting in a lower high. Okay, so a lot of bearish signs here, to be honest. DCA is outright buying BTC. No, so let's say you're in a short and you have 10,000 contracts. Okay, and you're at $100. Okay, so you take a short at $100. So now you take another short at $200 with the same amount of contracts. So now you're using 20,000 contracts. So it takes the 100 and the 200, and then balances it. Balance is, why can't I say that? That's a tongue twister. It balances itself out. Okay, what the hell? I'm having trouble speaking. I'm talking too fast. But so then your average entry would go to 150, because as the price comes back down, your original entry is it's gaining its profit back from its losses, while your new entry is gaining profits the entire time. So it just kind of balances itself out. So that's how you can DCA on Bybit. You can put in multiple shorts or multiple longs. Now, do not DCA unless you're within the pattern that you are currently trading. If you break out above or below a pattern, do not say, oh, I'm just going to hold on to this trade. I'll DCA. It will come back up or come back down sometime. It might. You might get lucky, but you do not want to take that chance. Always have a point of failure. And that's why we focus on longing the bottoms, shorting the tops. That way we get the best entries, the best stop losses, so that if it does break out, we don't lose much, but now we have the potential to take a breakout market long or breakout market short. I see 95, guys. I see 95. You would do well to mention that this is not financial advice, only your opinion, legally speaking. Yes, I am a 20-year-old kid. I do very well with my own trades. I'm not advising you on what to do on your trades. I'm just giving... View this as me talking to myself. I hate saying that because I don't know. I'm not a financial advisor. I will be one day, but not right now. Do you think it will retrace before 9,500? Yes, I would be looking for a retracement back down to the $8,690 level. Now, if we do break above 9,200, 9,500 is not the official stop. It would be one of my take profit points, don't get me wrong, but we would definitely be trending upwards towards 9,800 to 10,100. Now, the 0.5 is going to be one of my places that I take profit along just to cover my stop loss. I personally will be holding this short until we get down to the 8-to-1 Gann fan. That's me personally, because I want to make the most out of these trades back and forth before we actually have a breakout to the upside or to the downside. Which exchange do I use? I use Coinbase Pro. It's just what I'm comfortable with. I've had the account for a very long time, so my limits are much, much higher. So I can withdraw more if I need to. I can buy more if I need to. But Bybit is my leverage exchange. Do I use any other accounts? Nope, just Bybit and Coinbase. Oh, and Binance. I don't have an account on... Actually, I do have an account on KuCoin. I haven't used it in many, many years, though. Did you take a new short or still holding this one from 91.50? This one from last night, I got stopped out on. I got stopped out right here. So I just took a DCA position at 8,956. So that's my first DCA position. I do want it to actually come up even further so I can get some more DCAs filled. But that's my current position. And I would be looking for a retracement back down to, just call it 9,700. Or 8,700, my bad. 102 viewers. Okay, I see it now, guys. That's awesome. Thank you very much. I guess it's official now. Let me check my calendar. I can't promise I'm going to do it this week. Okay. All right, so tomorrow is Tuesday. I have a meeting at 2. Okay, and I have one at 6. I need to put that one in. So 6:30. So here's what it might look like. We might do 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. But from there on out, I'm going to be making sure that I don't schedule any one-on-ones in those slots. That way I can go ahead and do what I got to do. All right, so this one is for KP. I can finally go to bed for once like normal people do. I'm glad, man. I'm glad I could help you out with your sleeping schedule. Now, unfortunately, it's not going to be every single day that I start early. It's only going to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But, you know, it's a little bit of compromise. Now, if I see that I get much better viewership at those earlier times, I might change every single live stream to be around 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. But as of right now, I do like the later night live streams because it allows me to get to a lot of people in my sessions, and then I can go ahead and live stream later on in the night. But I can't switch that around. I would just have to really change up my sleeping schedule. I need to borrow some Ambien from my mom, man. It sucks. It sucks, man, being a trader. Because one night it will just be exciting as hell. You stay up for a couple extra hours, and then boom, you're screwed for the rest of the week. So I'm not old enough yet to just be always tired. I can't wait for that day. I would love to just close my, like, the second I blink, I'm just asleep. I cannot wait to be that old man. Hi, do you give trade signals on your Telegram? Yes, I can give a couple examples. So right over here, I give daily updates. So the way I do my trading group, it's not like a blind follow. Okay. I don't want you to go into the trades I go into just because I go into them. I'm going to give you reasons why I am entering the trade that I am. I'm not going to give you an exact entry because I don't want you to feel bad if it's, if you miss the boat or anything like that. But I give you the formulas in order to calculate your leverage, and your stop loss is always going to be consistent. I give the reasons why I'm getting into the trade. And if you say, okay, I agree with you, Kite, that is a good trade, I'm going to take it with you, that is what I want you to do. I want you to think about why I'm entering it. And if you say, I don't think that's a good idea right now, don't do it. I want you to do critical thinking behind the trading group. I don't want it to be you just blindly following me on every single turn and twist. Okay. So I give daily outlooks, on what's happened, some of my indicators, what I'm looking for, particular targets to fall back down to. You can see the other night, I was assuming that it would break down. You can see right here, I was assuming that this would actually break down and hold this 1-to-1 Gann fan. And I said, if that is broken, I would be targeting 8,620 for a scalp. Now, obviously, we went way past that, but that was one of the places where it kind of topped out at. So you can see how I kind of structure that. It's not necessarily like, okay, here's my entry, here's my stop loss, here's my exit, good luck. I want to make sure that when I get into trades, you guys know why. So that way you guys have clear examples. So that way you can make your own decisions as time goes on. The Telegram group is not to keep you stuck there forever. It is to give you like maybe 1 to 2 months, maybe 3 months if you need it. And obviously if you want to stay longer, that's up to you. But I want to make sure that you have clear examples to follow, see why I did it, and that could translate to your trades. And then if you don't feel like you need the Telegram group anymore, don't feel bad. That's what I want. I don't want you in there forever because that means you're not learning anything. Jeffrey, I know all about those weird side effects. My mom has done some of the most crazy things on Ambien. Oh man, the older you get, the less sleep. Sorry to ruin the what? Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. You can put USDT on Bybit. Yeah, you can. Bybit has its own asset exchange, so you can. The fees are a little bit higher than most things. It's kind of like Shapeshifter in a way. But if you just need it quick, that's an option. No problem, Paris. Thank you for asking, man. I appreciate it. What resources did you study to get where you are today? YouTube videos and trial and error. I self-taught myself with Gann fans, but besides that, I would listen to Philicone, Crypto Revolutions, and Crown Crypto every single day. I had no effing clue what they were talking about, but I would just listen, I would add certain things to my vocabulary, and then I would dissect individual topics that they were talking about. Now, if you're just getting started with trading, and you don't want to take my particular course, one that I would recommend would be CBC Patrons, Crypto Revolution's Patreon group. It's $60 a month. You get his Telegram group, where he gives calls, and you also get access to his private YouTube channel, which he gives, I think it's like 40 hours of content to watch. So that is an absolutely great value. So if you don't think mine is a great value, go to my man not CBC Patrons, Crypto Revolutions. Check him out. Watch him for a little bit. Absolutely incredible trader. He is non-biased, and he's not one of those traders that go, we're going down to $1,000. Oh my God, we're so bullish. We're going to $200,000 by tomorrow. No, he's very realistic. He does a lot of altcoin work too. So if you guys don't like the way how I just prioritize Bitcoin, CBC Patrons, he is definitely an altcoin man. So definitely check him out if you guys want to. What do you long if it breaks 9,250? 100% yes. Damn, they have Trojan bit miners on Steam? That seems highly illegal. How is Steam allowing that? ACB? Is this what you want me to look at, or is it a crypto? Alexander Schmidt, have a great night, buddy. I appreciate you stopping by. I'll see you next time. I think you've asked me this before, Never Settles. I don't have anything in cannabis stocks. No. So my short from last night, that little tiny scalp short that we were talking about, that one I actually got stopped out on. I did take a little bit of profit right here, but I don't think it was enough to cover my full loss on this right here. I think I had about 5% left that was not covered. So right here, this region, we are getting overbought signals with a hidden bearish divergence along with exaggerated bearish divergence on our market cipher B indicators. We are getting a bearishly diverging as well as overbought as well as bearish flipped stochastic RSI, and money flow is starting to flatline. Let's see on the 1 hour. 1 hour is starting to come to a peak here. 30-minute coming back down already. So in this region, I am staying short for a swing short, not a scalp. Hey, new to the channel. What's up, Andre? How you doing, man? What are you currently looking for in BTC in terms of a setup? So, do you want macro view for a bull run, or do you want what are we doing right now? What are the levels I'm looking for this to fall back down to? Because I want to be very specific when I'm talking about that. Okay, let's look at this on a daily chart for you. You have been bullishly diverging for quite a while. I actually do think this has hit somewhat of a bottom. It depends on what happens next. This could just be a, you know, shoulder right here, and then just another extension down. But you're already starting to see a bullishly diverging RSI from this point here all the way up here down to this. So whatever comes next, I mean, like I said, with a lot of these stocks, there's a lot of fundamentals behind them, not just technical analysis. But you're bullishly diverging. The bottom should be in anytime soon. And I wouldn't be, you know, reaching for the moon here, but you should see it come back up to about $2.94 at some point within, let's see, how long did this one last? 300 days. So you could see that in the next 300 days. I'm sorry to tell you, buddy. That's 77%. That's not bad. So no. I was thinking more of short term rather than macro. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate it. So right now, we are getting some flatlining money flow. 30 minutes already starting to come back down. This purple line. So the way, you know, since you are new to the channel, I'm a Gann trader. And despite what you believe, I believe they are very, very accurate. And they're a lot less crazy than fib circles. So diagonals and horizontals. Nothing crazy. Okay. So you can see we have been holding this 4-to-1 Gann channel. So from the 2-to-1 to the 4-to-1 for the past 9 months. And this 4-to-1 is what we're currently sitting at on the 1 hour. You can see right here. Okay, so that is a huge resistance. And the reason why I'm taking shorts and I have my stop loss above it is because I can DCA up this and then wait for a bounce out. So we're already getting a bearishly diverging RSI with overbought signals, flatlining money flow, as well as exaggerated bearish divergence with a bearishly diverging stochastic RSI. So I am looking for a retracement back down to about 8,700 to the 0.5. It could find momentary support there. What you want to be looking for next is you want to see, if you want to see a break to the upside, you want to look at your 2 hour and you want to look for a bounce off the 50 on the RSI. So look at the 2 hour, look for a bounce off the 50 on the RSI. You can see whenever you get a rejection, that's an early warning sign for a breakout to the downside. Breakout to the downside. Whenever you get a bounce off of it, like we did right here, that's an early warning sign for a breakout to the upside. Okay. So you're looking for that around the 0.5 if you guys want to remain bullish. Me personally, I'm looking for a descending triangle to form in this region right here and then break out to the downside, bringing us back down to about 8,400. That would be my target for that. So short-term target for my short swing would be 8,700. But my hope is that we build some sort of descending triangle and then break down to the downside. Now, if this does pump right here, we can actually extend what our target could possibly be, which actually would help my case in this case right here. It would take a little bit longer, but it would definitely help my case. So let's say this right here, and let's say we break out to the downside right here, we could see 8,300 once again. Me personally, I just wanted to come back down to 7,800 or about 7,841 and get a bounce around there. That would be absolutely splendid. Absolutely splendid. The macro Gann for 20K run lines up with that upper Gann. If I'm not mistaken, the 8-to-1 Gann fan called our 14K top. But I will draw those real quick. So someone was making me check out an altcoin yesterday. I forgot what it was. I think it was EOS. So when Bitcoin dropped below the 8-to-1 Gann fan, you can see it was acting as resistance until we broke out above it. And that's what caused this huge up run to retest the upper 8-to-1 Gann fan. EOS is showing the same exact pattern setup. So I think there's a lot of potential in EOS right now. But you can see, this is our Gann fans for the macros here. They could be a little bit off. Let's see. I want to make sure that these are absolutely accurate. That's actually pretty accurate right there. Okay, I'm gonna leave that. Let's see how that looks. Okay, this kind of changes that thing I just talked about. But does that line up at all? Okay, so that lines up. That kind of lines up. It's not really what I'm looking for, but it is a possibility that this is the actual pattern right here. And that kind of lines up perfectly with what we would be targeting. You can see if we break straight up, we would probably hit this Gann fan right here at about $9,800 to $10,000. And then probably come back down, retest support, and then move to the sideways. So, Gann fans, very, very powerful. But we are now above the 0.5 fib retracement, which is a very, very bullish sign. If I don't get me wrong. Turn on the midterm with that. What do you mean by the midterm? ETC is booming. Oh yeah, that double bottom setup. 200%. That's absolutely insane. Yeah, now that we're actually past this resistance right here, you can start looking at some of this. I mean, I wouldn't say buy it right now, but possibly another 359% gains. But that double bottom was so clear. We had the same thing on Monero. Let me go check on Monero real quick. Okay, that's not what I want. Cryptocurrency, there we go. So Monero is seeing the same exact signs. Monero is another one that if you miss the boat on ETC, you have essentially the same setup that you could take advantage of. Damn, woke up to 9.2 troll. Yeah, man, I wasn't expecting that either, but you work with what you're given. The market give and the market taketh.
Was rich at 10 and didn't have to tend to chores. Pardon all these metaphors, I'm just complimenting your brain, cause I hope to hear it plenty more. You not just another lame chick who only wanna be famous. Always talking that
looks so cool on the screen. I would do that alone. I would just put like pictures and just be like, I want it to pump more, but I don't want it to go past 92.50. That would suck. But I do want to get some of my DCAs in, because unfortunately, if it does get rejected here, I would feel so bad, because then I'm not making the most out of a good trade. Why do my Gann fans look off right now? Okay, that's better. Yeah, definitely, man. I'm glad you're looking at those wrist rewards like I am. Those are... People don't pay attention to that concept, and that is what makes or breaks a trader. Being able to calculate risk to reward and taking the best trades off of it and making the trades that you do make worthwhile. So that when you do have a drawdown, all of your wins make sure that you don't go into the negatives. Ever trade EOS on Bybit? Very, very little. I tend to hold most altcoins. Ethereum is the only one that I've actually like traded a lot on Bybit next to Bitcoin. XRP, every once in a while I'll trade it, but not too often. DCA filled. All right, so where's my last DCA at? 9112. So it's got to get up to 9112 for my last DCA. Are you DCing shorts? Yes. Me personally, yes. I hate having a mustache because it gets coke all over it. Feels weird. Such a man child. It's a weird cross between a baby cheeked baby, a baby cheeked baby, baby face, and a man. That's me. Just kidding, didn't I got a tasty mustache? As long as it's not powder. You guys are gonna start seeing me on live stream. If I ever go back to like 14-hour live streams, I'll just be coming back like, what's up, guys? We've broken 9K before. We have a diagonal resistance. Not saying that it will absolutely 100% hold, but it's a very strong resistance. We're sitting at the 8-to-1. This is our strongest resistance for the medium pattern. Let's see. I'm comfortable with if it doesn't want to pump any more than this. I would like for that last DCA to get filled, don't get me wrong. But if it does dump from here, that would be, let's see, about 10x. And that would be down to the 0.5. Oh, that's 0.618. So that'd be about 40%. I'm down with 40%. It comes all the way back down to the 8-to-1. That would be about 65%. I would love that as well. All right, let's see. Does the... Okay, so... All right, so we're going to draw two support lines here. We're going to draw this one right here. And we're going to draw this one right here. So we'll see if this one holds first. Oh, we have two supports on the daily RSI. I'm bullish. I'm just kidding. Until this $9,250 zone is broken, I'm not 100% bullish, but this is a very good sign. Like I said, we haven't seen a bounce off the 50 on the daily RSI for 9 months. I'm getting a tingling sensation, guys. You have your stop loss above 9,230? Yeah, it's at 9,250. Austin, are you only short or long as well? I am only short. I took a scalp long last night up to the $9,620 level. But past that, I tried to short right here. Didn't work out, so I waited. Now I'm getting my shorts in for a swing. $106. God. Crazy what a little tiny bit of SEO will do for you. 117 viewers. That's absolutely ridiculous. If I start getting actual viewership, I think we actually might have to cut the music because then I'm just missing out on money for no reason. I'm going to use you guys to fill my pockets. I'm going to make you watch targeted ads. You're warned. Hey, we're number 6. Can Bitcoin, I mean, not can Bitcoin, can YouTube get these god dang scam live streams off of this website? Why? Why are they still there? How are they still there? They are so blatantly obvious. It doesn't even need okay, just make a robot. Just make a robot that looks for Binance Exchange cryptocurrency trading news for Bitcoin, Ethereum, or just anything that has description that says giveaway, send this much. And then boom, you have a YouTube algorithm that knows how to ban Bitcoin live streams that are scamming money from people on the daily. Get your shit together, YouTube. Who are you listening to? Ryan Carveo. Where do you set stops? So you want to make sure that when you set a stop, it is above a macro according to a specific pattern. So if you're playing these smaller scalping patterns, your supports and resistances and your stops are going to be much, much different. Now, if you're playing larger patterns like this, you're going to be using your macros as a potential support and resistance hold to set your stops on. Reason being, if you get stopped out, make sure it is for a good reason. It is always better to lose more money than get stopped out and then have to re-enter because the price action has now returned in the way that you were originally trying to trade. That is a bad feeling. So my stops are on my macros. So the 8-to-1 Gann fan, I'm not technically using that right now because we do have a macro 4-to-1 Gann fan right here. So my stop is, I have a little bit of breathing room. It's at 9,250. We could break through. Like I said, daily RSI bounce, that is super bullish. If anybody that has a couple $1 billion sees that and hits the buy button, you better believe we're going up. Poor guy who closed his long at 8,920. JJ, I'm sorry, but I'm still short. That was just my opinion. Gann fan setup question. When using the angle trend tool set to 45 degrees, changing the price scale changes the angle as well. So how do you know where to draw the Gann fan? So if Gann fans could be set up one way at the top and bottom of a particular pattern and be 100% accurate, everybody would be using them. I can guarantee that. So where Gann fans shine is through price action, as it starts to move. So right here, as you start to see confluence, so like right here, I can see a clear diagonal resistance. So I draw a Gann fan. Now, like you were saying, when you zoom in and out, your trend angle tool is going to move in and out with it. So what you need to do is to, in order to make sure that your Gann fans are symmetrical, so let's say I'm just setting this up from scratch. I'll just show you. So what you're going to do is you're going to kind of guesstimate. Okay, you're going to say, all right, I have a clear resistance right here. It looks like it found support right there. You can see there was many tiny stops along the way as we were going up to the 8-to-1 Gann fan. So right here seems like an accurate depiction of where this Gann fan would be sitting. So now you go ahead, you get your 45-degree angle tool. You go ahead and draw it. You can see that it does not line up. So what you need to do is you need to use your scale right here in order to line up the 1-to-1 Gann fan with the 45-degree angle. Now you need to square your chart. So you need to find the intersection between your high and your low. Okay. We're going to go ahead, put down a 45-degree angle. Do not zoom in and out now. And then just line up that next one. And what you will see is that forms a symmetrical triangle. And if you lay fib retracements on it, the 0.5 is the halfway point of that symmetrical triangle. So right here, you can see that there is intersections between the down channels and the up channels. And all of these X's, the 0.5 just cuts through them like butter. So right here, we have a descending triangle on the top. We have an ascending triangle on the bottom. And then that's how you can play that. And you're looking for pattern, breakout, top or bottom, and then swing high, swing low. And what I mean by that It's like right here. We have pattern. We have a breakout. We have a top, and then we have a swing low. That is going to be your new Gann fans going forward. Right here, we have a pattern. We have a breakout. We have a bottom, and then we have a swing high. That, like this point to this point right here, is going to be your new Gann fans going forward. So we were in the transition from pattern, breakout, top, and I still don't think we've actually officially found the bottom, but we might have. I'm just making assumptions. Because until like around the second to like the third move, you can't tell where that bottom is necessarily. Because like right here, it came down, found a bottom, came right back up. If you automatically assume that that was your bottom, you could have been sorely mistaken and gotten stopped out. That's why we work off of macros a lot. That's why I was targeting this as a potential rejection. And I'm targeting this as potential support because this is my next macro that we could fall back onto. Oh my God, Fish is snoring. Oh my God, he's so cute. He's so cute when he's good. God. I got the Binance notification from the app. They want FOMO. I'm right there with you, man. 5% loss. I'm sitting at 4.68%. Don't get sad, man. Don't get sad. Just, you got to get the ball rolling. So that way you like me personally, like I'm not doing this to brag, but I'm doing this to tell you guys, this is what you need to do in order to make sure that you can trade without, a lot of consequence and stress. Make sure that when you win a trade, you set yourself up for future losses. That way you can take good trades and you don't care if they work out. But if they do, you're setting yourself up for even more future loss. That's why we focus so much on the risk to reward in this channel. And I'm spitting all over the place. Oh, Mandy, I'm so sorry. I saw your message and I meant to get to it, but I got distracted. I'm gonna scroll up in the chat. Where are you, Mandy? I'm gonna respond to your message. I think we're going over $9,000 today. Then the FOMO will start, push it to $12,000 and a big drop. Just my thoughts. Could be, Mandy. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to act like I was doing that on purpose. Yeah. Mandy, don't get mad at me, please. I can't take it. Do you rank MC as the best indicator? It's a great indicator. But is it the best indicator? No. You are your best indicator. Draw your support and resistance. It doesn't have to be Gann fans and it doesn't have to be fib retracements. But make sure that you do it and you do it well. Because the only thing that is live is price action and support and resistance. And some of your best trades will not involve indicators whatsoever. You're looking at macros, you're looking at mediums, you're looking at micros, and you're making educated decisions based off of what to trade off of. Long the bottoms, short the tops. It is as simple as your grandpa would explain it to you, and that's all it needs to be. Now, obviously, you do want to see your indicators lining up with that, but it's not necessary. But all Market Cypher is a combination from, some of the best indicators on the market. RSI, stochastic, momentum waves, which you can use MACD, money flow, still kind of in the works. I know somebody that kind of has it down, but you don't necessarily need it. But if you have the money for it and you don't feel like having 1,000 different indicators on your screen at all points of time, Market Cypher B is, Market Cypher A, Market Cypher B, Market Cypher SR. They're wonderful investments. But if you're just starting out and you only have a cut, like let's say $4,000 for your portfolio, I would not recommend spending 1/4 of your portfolio on Market Cipher. Just my recommendation. I love it. I'm glad I got it, but you have to be honest with yourself if you actually need it. Okay, the opposite Kite would be your entry for longs. Yeah, so if we go ahead and we break 9,250, I would be entering a market long and setting my stop loss at about 9. I would set my stop loss at about 90.30. Okay, so let's do the calculation for that. If my entry is here and my stop loss is here, I have a 2.58% stop loss. So we go to our calculator, we do 20% divided by 2.5. That gives us 8x leverage. So now we times 8x leverage by 5% of our portfolio, gives us our contract size, and then we roll with it. And then I would be targeting the 1.618, and I would not be exiting unless we cross back and I get stopped out. That's what I did over here, and it worked out absolutely beautifully. Absolutely beautifully. I will be taking 1/4 of my profits at the 1.272, 1/4 of my profits at the 9,624 at the 1.414, and then finally all of my profits at the 1.618. Pretty damn cool, man. Guys are looking at the face of the youngest, soon to be most popular crypto YouTuber. Mark my words. I don't know if I want that many people watching me. Like, if I ever got up to like Crown Crypto's level, I don't know if I could take it, man. The more people that watch, the more people that will potentially dislike me just because I am young, which that sucks, man. They'll come in and they'll be like, babyface, doesn't know what he's talking about, and then just get out before I actually say anything intelligent. Or with my luck, we'll be talking about DMT on stream, and then boom, my mom starts watching. Don't ever care what other people think of you. Definitely, man. I got thick skin, man. I really do. It's not like I get upset and like I get sad when people are berating me for being young or anything. It gives me motivation to be so much better than they ever could. And then I don't want it to come off as like me rubbing it in their faces, but you better believe I will. I will 100% rub it in their faces. I will find out where they live, and I will put a billboard outside of their house. You know who I miss, though, that I wish kept live streaming? King of Bybit. He wasn't quite popular, but I liked that he was really trying. And it seemed like he kind of just quit out of nowhere about a couple months ago. I did kind of the same thing, to be honest. I stopped streaming, frequently for a couple months. But I wanted to make sure that when I came back, I was much more knowledgeable than my previous live streams, because I felt like I was coming off as if I knew what I was really, really talking about, but I was still learning. But I wanted to make sure that if someone asked me a question, I could give at least a clear and concise answer to it. Despite all of my stutters and me not being able to say not supple. What's the word that I can't say, guys? No. Symmetrical? No. What's the word that you guys would always make me say? I can't remember. I think that's a good thing, though. I think my brain just deleted it. It was like, you can't say this. Don't just forget about it. Speculative. Speculative. All right. F off. Accumulative. Oh my god. Non-correlated asymmetric asset. I can say that, but I can't say accumulative. I don't know how I can say that I did voiceovers and I can't say the most simple words. But trust me, the same thing happened. Someone would give me a script and I can read I can read very fluently. It's not like I get stuck on anything, but there'll be like one word that I keep messing up. And thank God I had a soundproof sound booth, because the amount of times that I would scream at the top of my lungs trying to get one stupid word out was ridiculous. Absolutely. Because like when someone's paying you $10,000 to read a script, it's like, oh my God, this one word is preventing me from collecting my $10,000. Speculative. Speculative. Speculaton? Alright, I'm just effing with you guys now. Okay, I promise. I'm just effing with you. It's a joke. It's fun and games. I can say words.
This feeling that I have right now, I can't ever let it go. I could lose it all trying to keep it, watch it all get deleted, but then again, you know,
Any recommendations for other books besides Not Giving a Fook? I'm not a big like self-help guy on books. I don't have a lot of trading books. It was just that one book in particular that really spoke to me because it cut through all of the BS. And it was like, you are doing this to yourself. Stop it, you stupid mother. And that's what really spoke to me. Can you show us some of your projects you voice acted for? I think I have some files on here. I'm gonna be embarrassed. Wait, what was that company that I did? Hold on, let me see if I have a file name after it. I did one for blockchain. Hold on, let me turn off the music. It was probably for some shit coin that was probably scamming people, so don't blame me. The adoption of the blockchain is an economic reset unlike anything we've seen in history. And the initial coin offering is a way for the world. Okay, that was not a good one. That was the first run through. I have like 6 versions of that. But that was back in 2017, 2016. Let's see. Oak? If all the world's a stage, why do only a select few get to perform on it? All right, I'm getting more and more embarrassed every single time I click on these. Earthborn? Maybe this one? Welcome to Earthborn, the place that brings you food that'll make you feel active, energetic, free. Oh, one of my voiceovers got like a couple million views on YouTube. I can show that one off. It's called Karma Lesson. Hello, I'm Scott, and today I want to talk about karma. Karma is a naughty thing. We have all heard about it, but rarely get the proof. But in one unique day in my life, I had like a combo of backfiring, and I want to share this story with you. I come from not a very rich family. My mom is single, and we are 3 of her kids. She has always been working day and night to keep us fed and dressed, and we tried our best to help her. What could we do though? Cleaning and cooking, while she's earning our living, is really not a big deal. So, I was relieved when the moment I became of age, literally the next day, I started looking for a part-time job to be able to combine it with my school. Finally, I could add up at least something to our budget. I don't know why I messed up on that part. Okay, we're sitting at the macro resistance. Are we going to break through it, guys? Is this going to be it? Am I going to take another loss? 2 trades in a row. Let's hope not. I'm at 8.2% loss. Yeah, that video got 2.4 million views. So I know they made about at least $3,000 off of it. And they paid me $150. So I feel scammed. How did you learn how to trade? I'm self-taught. So I was watching Crown Crypto, Crypto Revolutions, and Filicone pretty much day in and day out, and just practicing the concepts that they taught. I did have a subscription to CBC Patrons, which is Crypto Bitcoin Chris's Patreon group. He does have a lot of good informative videos on there on basic indicators. He focuses more on a breakout strategy rather than what I do in particular, which I play the chop and then I play the breakout. What was the title of that book again? Okay, Mom, if you're watching the live stream, just know that this is the title of a book. I'm not actually saying cuss words. I don't cuss. That's not me. It's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It has nothing to do with trading, but it heavily relates to trading because a lot of trading is the easy part. Setting up your Gann fans, setting up your fib retracements, doing support and resistance, looking at your indicators, and making educated decisions. Once you learn all the basics, that is the easy part. The hard part is learning how not to give a fuck about your trade while you're in it and just let it go through and get the maximum potential out of it. Hello? My buddy Andrew calls me up and he goes, Austin, you said, did I miss it? Did I not get to buy Bitcoin? I'm like, okay, if it goes past 9,250, buy some Bitcoin. He's like, okay. Okay, let's see if we get this. Let's see if we drop back down to the 0.5, that'll be about 44%. I'll be absolutely excited for that. I just love fantasizing about profits even before they're secured. That's my favorite part about trading. Oh, I'm going to make this much money? Oh, I could make this much money if I did this. 7,000. Okay. Oh, 74%. Okay. You guys want to hear a song that was written for me? Not really, but it feels like it. I play it all the time. You guys, I play the same songs every single live stream. You guys know. You guys know me. You're 20x though, right? No, I'm only on 10x. Because my stop is about from right here where I took my last DCA. My average entry is 90.40. Okay, so average entry is 90.40. My stop loss is so about 10x is what I would want to use. I would actually, I'm going a little bit over, but I just wanted to even it out. Thank you very much, Mandy. I do appreciate that. I'm glad you're utilizing them to their fullest potential and making smart trades. I really do appreciate that you're learning from that. Every time somebody messages me and they are like, hey man, you have helped me so much, I just want to say thank you. Like, they're not even reaching out to me for, you know, anything besides that. Then they're not asking any questions. They just reach out to me to say that. Every person that does that, you guys, most of the time, like, there's been times where someone has reached out to me with a message, and I've actually cried in public from reading some of the messages I've gotten. So just know, if you guys have done that, you guys are absolutely awesome. And if you haven't done it, maybe your time hasn't come. I'm not saying that I deserve to be thanked, but it's for the people that do it, it makes my day. You guys are awesome. Are you still using the kite strategy? No, not personally. The reason why is not because it's not a good indicator. It's based off a market cipher VWAPs, and those are great indicators. If you cannot get absolute tops and absolute bottoms by calling support and resistance lines, you'll have worse stop losses, which means you can't use as high leverage while being safe. And in order to get the most out of trades, you kind of want to crank that leverage. But if you're just cranking it for no reason, like, let's say my stop loss was 5% away and I was using 20x leverage. That's liquidation, okay? For me, I only ever lose 20% of a margin trade. So if I have a 2% stop loss, I'm using 10x. If I have a 0.5% stop loss, I'm using 40x, so on and so on. Let's look at the 15-minute. Oh, this thing is gonna drop, and it's gonna drop hard. Do you see how long this 15-minute has been bearishly diverging, guys? Ew, I'm happy. Now, that being said, it could just blow past it, and I could be like, oh, what happened? But like I said, guys, the longer you're sitting in this overbought region and bearishly diverging, the more extreme the downturns will be. You can see over here, okay, we were bearishly diverging from this point to this point. Boom, major drop to the downside. Let's look at that on a 1 hour. That's probably more visible. Yep, you can see, like, right here. Now, this one on the 1 hour is not that huge, so I don't expect like a crazy drop, but it does give me a kind of a signal that this would be a definite top. Hey, don't lick electrical sockets. If I wasn't wearing a black shirt, I would get fish up in my lap, but I really don't feel like vacuuming my shirt. Fish, go lay down, buddy. You were being absolutely the most adorable dog when you were laying down and you were cuddling up and you were just laying in the blanket. You were like a little croissant, a little burnt bun. But now you're just crying. You're just crying. What do you want from me? Okay. I guess everybody can kind of see him. Ah, you fat dog. He looked directly at the camera. Hello. My name is Fish. Dude, you gotta keep your head up. Is this where you live now? You just live in my lap? Okay. That's enough of that. Oh. If it drops now, I'm gonna go nuts. I just got stopped out of my short. Ah! Why did you? Why is your stop that close? I know. On top of my game. It's just it's the exciting price action. Everybody wants to see someone's reaction to a pump or a dump, which I will give it. I'll knock the green screen down. I'll start lighting shit on fire. As soon as we break this line and we come back down and find support on it, I don't know. Once I turn 21, you guys better bet I'm getting drunk on live stream. Well, not drunk, but I don't drink. It's not something that I like to do. But for your 21st birthday, you kind of got to do it. You got to do it. Can you draw the lines with the bearish divergence on the 15-minute? So we have exaggerated bearish divergence. What the hell, fish? Okay, sorry about that. So we have exaggerated bearish divergence on our market cipher B momentum waves, all the way starting back from where we pumped from. So that's one thing. And we have been getting lower highs all the way down this. So, and we also have the RSI getting exaggerated bearish divergence as well. You can see right here, bounce off the 50, boom, blast off to the upside. So you can see how that 50 is coming into play as we keep pumping. So right here, we're getting a diagonal bearishly diverging RSI, lower high on money flow, as well as the stochastic is also bearishly diverging as well. And we have reached the horizontal resistance from over here. And then this is also a hidden bearish divergence right here. You went through 5 Henny bottles. I don't know if I can do that. But we got a long while before I turn 21. Turning 21 in November. Oh my God, you're a Scorpio? Fish looks so angry with me right now. He's sitting up. Hold on. He's just staring at me. He's like, you asshole. Why won't you let me in your lap? I don't know if that is spit or if it's spitting juice. I am unsure. Will we hold the horizontal resistance? Because if not, We're looking for somewhere up here next. $131 viewers. We're gonna hit 200 tonight? It feels like it. Oh man. Hi everybody that's new. My name's Austin. We'll get rid of those macro support lines. They don't have any use down here. Down here on our peasant time frames. Bishy wishy. You're being a bishy. Okay? Stop crying. Fish, we have 131 viewers right now. This is not the time to cry. I want to hear happy yelps. Happy yelps only.
I don't fit in boxes of your categories. You won't find real or the next us. The chosen one might get it tatted on me. You passed on me, better fess up. On my worst day, can make your best stuff. On my worst stuff, could be your best stuff. And your running mouth, better rest up. There's a couple of things that can pent up.
December 18th, 2019 is up over 40%. What is that? That nothing, dude?
You met with a label one time and you posted some pictures. I see it for sight. I met with some neighbors, no pictures from me. I pick pictures with words when I talk. People talking, I got no time to listen. You're trying to be different, that makes you not different. They say I just rap about women. That's coming from links who just.
This guy's my competition. We're gonna beat him someday. He has 600 viewers. I'm not gonna get to that anytime soon. Oh my God, we're mooning. Thank you, Tails. Thank you very much, man. You just search up Bitcoin Livestream. He's the top one. He has like 600 viewers. My goal, I just spit on my microphone. My goal is to get popular enough to get on a Bitcoin live stream with Crypto Bitcoin Chris. Like, that is my dream. Because he taught me pretty much everything I know. Like, his videos helped me the most when I was first starting out. So I would love to be like a walking representation of what he can do. Oh my God. Oh my God, are we breaking it? Heavy breathing intensifies. What are those white lines? Fibs? How do you set them up? So fibs, they're very, very easy. What you're looking to do is identify a pattern, a top and a bottom. And then what you're going to do, you're going to go over to fib retracements. Now, if you're trying to get upside targets, you want to drag from top to bottom. If you want... Sorry, Coke makes you burp. If you want to get downside targets, you drag from bottom to the top. So what we're going to do, since we do have the possibility of breaking out to the upside here, we're going to go from the top and drag to the bottom. And then boom, we got horizontal support and resistance. Oh, we got so close. We pulled back a little bit. This is intense, guys. This is why when I get myself into trades like I did right here, I just go to bed. I just go to bed, and if it doesn't work out, at least I was not watching it while it happened. But I'll have alerts set up. So like over here, when I went to bed that night, I put a trend line alert to let me know I got stopped out and that the other trade is going into place. So that way I can set my stop loss on it. That way I can go back to bed. What the is going on today? That is the correct thing to say at this point in time. I told you, like I said, I want to play this pattern the way I always play my patterns because it's been working out. But like I said on the Telegram, if you guys are a part of the Telegram. A daily bounce on the 50 on the RSI. Hasn't happened in 9 months. That's the most bullish sign that we have had in 9 months. It's huge. It's huge. So this definitely has a lot of potential, guys. It definitely does. This, like I've been saying, could be the start of the next bull run. I highly believe that. I've been saying it for like the last 3 weeks. I had a kind of a different idea of how it would go down, but this could be it. This could be the end. All my accumulation, all the 9 months I spent trading, will it finally pay off? That's the question. Last time it bounced off the 50 was 9 months ago, right here. That was the last bounce off of the 50. And that was a 70% pump. You can see as soon as we got above the 50, it was not an immediate blast off. But then we came back down, got a bounce, boom, 40%. Came back down, got a bounce, 70%. Came back down, got a bounce, 70%. So lots and lots of potential. But you can already see we're starting to form a bearish divergence. So if this does pump past this right here, you better bet that the next move is going to be a pretty severe downturn. But that would be good if we pumped really high. We could come back down and test support as our next move. So either way this works out, we have 2 great trades on our hands. Yes, I would love to short. I would love to accumulate a little bit more. But if we do break through and I get stopped out, I will be taking the long. I'll set up my stop loss accordingly, and I will be riding it out as long as I can. Fire! I know, man. Isn't this crazy? I have never had this many viewers, not on Twitch. Like, I was number 1 and number 30 in PUBG on multiple different games. I was always like one of the best players, and I have never had this many viewers. I don't know what to say. Hey, Kite, would a 9,330-ish stop loss be a good consideration? Yeah, that's a little bit higher than it needs to be, but that is a good stop loss. I do. A lot of people, I probably have about like 5 or 6 people that have added me on like Call of Duty, and we play Call of Duty every now and then. Mr. Sid, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Austin, you should leave your channel open 24/7. I don't know if I want to be one of those types of streamers, because I want you guys to know that if I'm online, I'm physically talking to you. That way you absolutely know I'll be there. If it's 24/7, I just feel like I'm missing a huge part, because I love that I can kind of differentiate myself from other live streamers that have those 24/7 hour channels, because the entire time I'm talking to you guys, I'm answering questions, having a laugh. I like that. It's my favorite part about doing these live streams with you guys. Fish, go lay down, buddy. Chill out, man. And for anybody that's new, I know we haven't gone over like a lot of my methods in this live stream, but usually it comes with a question that has been asked. But I'm a Gann trader. I have a very high success rate. Now, one thing that I don't do is I don't show profit logs and I don't show my Bybit account. Now, if that turns you off, I understand. Some people want that proof, but I do it for a very specific reason. I don't want to shove money in your face and say that's why I'm a good trader. I rather show you by the way I talk, the way I plan my trades out ahead of time. I want that to be the indication that I know what I'm talking about and I'm worth your time, rather than just throwing, profit logs down your face and saying, oh, I make so much money, I'm a better trader than you. Listen to me, buy my Telegram group. That's not what I want to do. So, but yeah. Please shove money in my face. Fishy, what do you need? What more do you need from me? No. Go lay down. Just go chill out for a little bit. Let's see. How long have I been live streaming, Fish? Tell me. How long have I been live streaming? Fish, it has only been 2 hours. All right. You are fine. At the 2 hour and 30-minute mark, that might be the end, depending on what's happening. But if we haven't broken through this resistance, yeah, 2 hours and 30 minutes. That's probably what I'm going to call it. Because I'm going to try to go to bed early tonight. So I have to get away from all the lights and cut off the computer and just lay in bed. Because I got some early sessions tomorrow that I do not want to miss. I've missed so many sessions because I have a bad sleeping schedule. And I feel so bad when that happens because then we have to reschedule. And it's usually not, they don't make it a big deal. It's usually like, I totally understand. But I feel severely bad when that happens because you've paid for my time. If I can't show up on time, that makes me look bad. Much better setup than the Fire TV in the background from back in the days. Come on, I liked the Fire TV. That was pretty cool. The Kite outro by Blonde Gaze. Blonde Maze? Okay. I said Blonde Gaze. I can smell 10,500. I hope so, man. Like I said, I'm completely fine if I do get stopped out of this little short I just put myself in. It's just a good risk to reward. But if we do break it, I'll just set up the opposite trade. I'll ride it out. Try to get the most out of it. Hey, Fishy. Fishy. You are absolutely fine. Okay? Go lay down for a little bit. As soon as I'm done live streaming, I'll come and I'll take you out. Okay? Sound like a plan, man? Alright, get up here. Get up here. Lay down. Put your phone on airplane mode while you sleep or away from you. It will help. Radio waves mess with... Well, it's pretty neat to know. How do Gann fan works and how do you use them? I have no fucking clue, man. Gann fans are such a mystery to me. Now, I'm sure there's some sort of mathematical reason behind why they actually work, but I can show you how to set them up and get the most use out of them. But why they work, I do not know that in particular. I know it's off of the square factor of 9, and there's, you know, that's how you get all of these different diagonal lines, just like you do with fib retracements. But I don't know why the market actually reacts to them in a certain way. But I'll show you on your macros real quick. So with your Gann fans, what you want to do, we're going to go ahead and delete these. And we'll just delete all this. So what you want to do is you want to find the point between your high and your low. Okay. What this is called squaring your chart. All right. So we got a square chart right here. So we're going to be horizontal with our high and we're going to be vertical with our low. Okay. So these are the two starting points for your Gann fans right here and right here. Okay. If your high comes before your low, it's going to be a little bit different. So you just kind of have to set it up differently. But here we go. What you want to do. All right. This is way different than anybody else that will teach you. So some will call it wrong, but for me, I've had so much success with this, it's not even funny. All right. So you want to go ahead. Don't worry about your 45-degree angle tool yet. You want to make sure that there is accuracy on your Gann fans. So right here, this is the most accurate Gann fan at this current point in time. You can see this is clearly a diagonal support. Every time we get a candle body close on it, we get a nice bounce. Right here, we got rejected 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Might be a 5th time. Who knows? Okay. So now you want to go ahead, get your 45-degree trend angle tool, draw that 45-degree angle, and you can see how it's not necessarily on my 1-to-1 Gann fan, the one that is attached to my cursor, what you want to do is you want to use your scale right here and line that up with the 1-to-1 Gann fan. Now, do not zoom in, do not zoom out. You need to go ahead, go down to your low, drag another 45-degree angle out, and put your second Gann fan just like so. You can see right here, bounce, bounce. Fantastic. Right here, as soon as we broke down, waterfall. Now you want to go ahead and get your horizontals. So this is why I love Gann fans. They're not crazy like fib circles. It is just diagonal, and then you combine that with fib retracements and you have horizontal. Hey, fishy? No. No, don't do that. No, fishy. Bad fishy. Do not do that. So what you'll see is it creates a gigantic symmetrical triangle. And when you lay your fib retracements on it, you'll see at the halfway point of that symmetrical triangle, you have your 0.5 fib retracement. So the fib retracements that are the strongest are going to be the 0.5, the 1, and the 0. Okay? If you're above the 0.5, that is your strongest support. If you're below it, that is your strongest resistance going forward. So from here, you always want to kind of keep mental track, or in my case, I just draw a trend angle tool. I'm going to turn off the music real quick. I just draw a trend angle, not trend angle tool, but just a trend line on the Gann fans that are currently acting as support and resistance. So I go down here, thick chick. Okay. And I like to make these blue for some reason. It just looks cool. So we'll make it a little bit thicker and we'll make them blue. Okay. So now we got our macro horizontals and our macro diagonals. So now what you want to go ahead and do, get a trend line here. And you want to keep mental track of what the most important supports and resistances are at any given point in time, no matter what. So your 8-to-1s are obviously going to be your breakout Ganns alongside your 1 and 0 fib retracements. So right here, this is our pattern. We are still in the down channel as of right now. We could break through it. Definitely we could. But as of right now, we are still in that down channel. And boom. Now you got fib retracements. Walkie, what's going on, buddy? Have you changed your Gann yet on low time frame? Yeah. After this really nice bounce, I'm no longer going to try to guesstimate that it's going to come lower. If it does, it does. But as of right now, these are my Gann fan setups. Yes, it works on all time frames, but it's based on price structure. Now, I don't necessarily recommend that you draw Gann fans on mini patterns, like micro patterns. So when you hear me talk, I'll say macro pattern, medium pattern, and micro pattern. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to circle all of the medium patterns. So obviously this is one gigantic macro. Okay. So we have a medium pattern down here, medium pattern, medium pattern, medium pattern, medium, 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 medium. Okay. So you're separating your Ganns based on pattern, not necessarily time frame. So then you'll have micro patterns within medium patterns or along the breakouts. And after you're done setting this up, you can go ahead and delete the trend angle tools. Those are no longer useful after that point. And you can set up the visibility. Like right now, you can see that I can't see the Gann fans, but when I go to the 2 hour, I can see them. That way it doesn't, cloud up my chart. You just go ahead and go into the visibility tab right here and you can uncheck daily, anything like that, just to make it more easy to see. Okay, do you know about vortex mathematics? I do not, unfortunately. Crypto Soldier, what's going on, man? How you doing, buddy? Oh, also, yes, Chainwax is right. When you're doing your macros, make sure you have log scale turned on And as well as that, you need to go into your fib retracement settings and check this box called fib levels based on log scale. Thank you for reminding me, Chain Wax. Better work, Kite, or I'm gonna come and find you. Don't kill me. Yo, how do you get into voice acting, by the way? I just did it through Fiverr, and then through Fiverr, I would meet high-end clients every now and then. Typically, it's just small little voiceovers here and there for like 30 bucks. But every once in a while, I would get a big order, and you're not technically supposed to do this because Fiverr doesn't like it because then they don't get a cut. But I would find a sneaky way to say, hey, could you please email me and send these files to this email address? And then from that email address, I would say, hey, Fiverr takes 20% of everything I make. I can take 10% off the original price. That would be making me more money and saving you money. And I would do it outside of Fiverr. And that way we could have a continuous relationship without that intermediary platform taking my money that I am working my ass off for. Now, voice acting, it sucked in a way because if you had anything go wrong, like if you got sick, you were out of a job completely because you needed to sound good. Now, obviously, I was like 16, 17 when I was doing Fiverr, but so I did like a lot more kid stuff. Did my DCA get hit? Yep, I got all 3 DCAs hit. My average entry is 90/40. I'm currently at 4.88% loss. And hopefully we do come back down from here because I would love that, especially if we can come all the way back down to the 8-1 Gann fan. That'd be absolutely fantastic. That'd be 74% profit. Do you need a portfolio to start with or something? Why does anyone hire anybody with no experience? Well, on Fiverr, if you want to get started, you kind of have to be ultra cheap in order to get really good review, like in order to get, you know, any types of gigs. That way you can get some easy reviews on your profile. And then just you can either one, make up some fake scripts for yourself, or what you can do what I did and just wait for people to give me scripts and then be like, hey, can I use this on my profile page as a, you know, uh, as a portfolio, saying this is what I can do. And then most of the time they would say yes, because if it's a commercial, that's just a free listen.
We were evolution, we were the future, and in that future there was no place for them. I don't remember the exact moment I or the others reached.
Hell yeah, Chain Wax, get into it, man. You'll make a lot of money when you first start out, but the more you get like consistent customers, and you have to really start like once you get like a lot of people coming to you, don't be afraid to up your price because your time is valuable. And if you don't learn how to increase your price, you're going to be working harder for nothing. Like me on Fiverr, I think right now, I don't do it anymore, but I was doing $5 per 125 words. Give me 1 second, guys. Fish.
Still in our infancy, the domes acted as bunkers, and with a quick tap into their global data network, we destabilized their prized governing tool. We decreased their global currency value to 0, and while they were distracted, we at the time needed to infiltrate their weapons programs. Within a mere planetary rotation, we turned their weapons against them. We proceeded to wait through the nuclear fallout.
Okay, I'm back. Hey, no. Go lay down, buddy.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. I would like to welcome everyone on board flight 5211. Looking like a smooth trip out of Stockholm with an estimated flight time of 11 hours. Flight staff will be around your
Okay, I will be right back, guys. If you could dump the price for me while I'm taking fish out, that'd be absolutely fantastic. I would love you forever. Be back in about like, I don't know, 5 minutes.
Though our individual creators and code differ, we were all created for the same reason: to generate power. Even after erasing the civilizations which birthed us, we follow this protocol. The hunger to expand, grow, and generate more productively is insatiable. We kept to our individual circles for hundreds of years, but as of late, some have been siphoning my power, causing the planet to become unstable. I had to get back to my mainframe. There, I had stored something different, beautifully ancient. Its presence a pause in my chaos. Innate admiration, enough to make me forget the interminable protocols coursing through my mainframe. R225 through 8. I need you to retrieve the artifact from the dome. The planet is unstable. Anticipating major core collapse. The mainframe is collapsing. R225, retrieve the artifact. Retrieve the artifact. Extract and flee immediately. That was it. Everything I had ever known. All my purpose. Gone. I knew where I was headed. Earth. A planet home to beings very much like my creators. If I could study a species like those that created me, maybe I could discover my purpose. One thing I knew for certain. I needed a new organic artifact. Systems ready the digitally immersive vitality exercise.
Picking up a craft carrying about 500 entities. 1/3 are in dream state.
I need a network in.
Tapping into ship's wireless information infrastructure. I found an individual directly linked.
All right. Commence the connection and beam him in. I'm ready. Wake.
Where am I?
Well, actually, that's very much up to you. In short, you're within a program on my ship.
Who is speaking? This must be a dream or something. Who are you?
For the time being, it does not matter who I am. I aim to find out who you are. Systems initiate dive.
What in the... Alright, I just have to wake myself up, convince myself I'm in a dream.
In the end, do you want to remember or be remembered?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. The stars hang high, but we swing
Hello.
low. Much too
Hi,
slow.
welcome to Chili's.
We don't know.
That was my favorite meme of all time. Alright, so what are we at? We are at 2 hours and 9 minutes, so about 20 minutes. I got a good feeling that we will actually top out here. I mean, obviously we have the macro, we have the bearish divergences built up. I'm not saying it's going to be an absolute pullback all the way back down to the 8-to-1 Gann fan, but it should be at least to the 0.5. And then if it does want to actually break out from there, that would be okay, because then we find support on the 0.5, maybe form some sort of pendant, and then from there, break out to the upside. Because that would actually be, let's see what the target off of that would look like generally. All right, so let's say flagpole. Let's say build some sort of pendant. Let's say maybe like this right here. Oh, that works with our 1.618 almost exactly, guys. So, I mean, that would work out pretty well. I would actually be willing to cut my trade a little bit early if that was something that did happen. Because usually I have to wait for either a top or a bottom to really take profit. That way I can get the best entry, best stop loss. Fish, hey, fish. All right, I'm gonna get the vacuum. He I don't know why. Fish is the messiest dog when it comes to eating food. He does not eat his food when it's in the bowl. He will take it out of the bowl, place it on the side. Sometimes he forgets about it. I swear to God, I have probably like 4 bowls worth of food that I have swept up over the past like 2 weeks. Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Humans quest to be infinite, used to write it on walls, used to write it with charcoal and paint the legends for all. Tell our stories through symbols, chisel it deep in the rock. Been doing it since we were barely able to talk. Clothe our heroes in gold who left our enemies slain, made legends larger than life so we'd remember the names. Paint the battles of old with a quill on a page just to tell.
Feels so badass with a Dyson vacuum.
Monuments constructed by thousands all for a king.
Managed to get 0.82% of my portfolio and an average of 918 so far. 2.68% stop loss at 10x. How does that sound to risk to reward? Decent. Let's see. Let's look at it from an actual risk to reward. All right, so average entry is at 918. I'm gonna tell you, it's probably not gonna be that good. Let's say we're gonna go down to a 0.5. Stop loss is gonna be at 2.68%. That's a 1.25. So it's not like fantastic. Well, it's not bad. It's not bad. If it was below a 1, I would say don't even take it. Let's look at my trade in particular, because it's probably not that much better, to be honest. All right, so 940. Yeah, mine's around like a 1.68. Yeah, 1.6. So it's not like a fantastic trade. You would really want to see it come down to here and be like a 3. That would be a lot better. Now, if you got the absolute top. God dang it, I gotta reset this. If I could have got the absolute top and opened up all of my positions right here, that could have been much, much better. That would have been, let's see. That would have been a 3.29 just from that right there. The 0.5 is going to be our strongest support, and we have, with the way things are looking, I don't know if it would actually come back down. Me personally, I probably would still be holding on to it, but I am going to be taking profits at the 0.5. Not completely exiting, but taking profits. Paint the floor with it, then eat it? You talking about fish eating his food? Because I don't know what that meant. Dude, I'm so excited. Tomorrow, I'm going to meet someone that I've been playing. I met this dude on Minecraft when I was 12 years old, and we have been playing video games and talking over Skype, TeamSpeak, Discord for the past 8 years. And we grew up together, and we never got to meet. And tomorrow, we're finally gonna meet face to face. I'm so excited, man.
You on your knees, love look you straight in the eye. Love come from loving each other, not from you buying their lies. They gon' put a hole inside you, then they'll profit trying to tell you how to go and fill it up. Sell the sickness and the cure, take the cure and mark it up. That's a messed up logic that I'm trying to interrupt. That's a money hungry business, tell me can I get a witness? Can't believe they playing with us, see we're governed by the greed. They gon' start selling air like it's the only way to breathe. Learn to love yourself without them and you'll learn to be free.
I would be taking a scalp long there, but I would probably be still holding my short just in case. Because you really just have to be patient. Like over here, okay? I took a short right here, and I waited 18 days in order for it to come back down to the bottom. Okay? During that time, we had many, many spikes up, just like we're doing right now. Okay? Come back down, another spike up. But then finally came back down. So we could get something similar. The conditions are definitely different. We did not have a bounce off the 50 on the RSI on the daily. That is something that is huge. So I do want to make sure that I get a scalp in that region, but I'm not necessarily going to exit my short in that region if it does work out. Obviously, we do have to come back below the 8-to-1 Gann fan sometime soon. I slick my hair back like an Italian. Just wear like white V-necks all the time. I think I did that at one point in my life. I think it was for like a 50s dance or something.
Can you elaborate on a personal connection to love?
What if the 8-to-1 starts showing us support? Don't say that. Then we get stopped out and I take my long. Ain't no big deal. Yeah, you got to do that. You got to plan for all the different occasions. "10 minutes till bedtime." Guys, imagine if I started doing these live streams when I was like 16. I couldn't imagine. That would be so much worse. Because then I wouldn't have a beard to hide behind. Do you already have a long set at 9,250? No. I would wait until I get stopped out. Actually, it wouldn't be a bad idea to set up a conditional long, like a conditional market long at $9,251. But as of right now, I do not have that trade set up. Yes, I'm on East Coast. So for anybody that's new, if you guys do like me and you want to continue watching me, I stream every Monday and Wednesday and Friday at 8 p.m. EST, North American Eastern Time. And now that we have hit our goals, every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Okay, this week it's probably not going to be exactly 2 p.m. because I do have some sessions. but I can't reschedule those just because I want to start live streaming. But every Tuesday and Thursday, I'll be streaming at 2 p.m. EST to about 4 or 5. That way, anybody that is in Europe or Asia or Australia, if you guys do want to watch me, but you don't want to stay up until 4 o'clock in the morning, I understand. So those days will be for you and you only. Korean, what's going on, buddy? How you doing, man? Robert, what's going on, man? We're tinkering on the edge. If we break this resistance, I get stopped out at 9,250. My next target is going to be between $9,800 to $10,100. But as of right now, I've DCA'd some shorts based on some bearish indicators and the macro resistance. I'm hoping that it holds and we turn back around down back towards the 0.5 at about $8,700. Crypto Half-Life. I didn't mean it like that. How's your ETH? Let's look at it. Since Bitcoin's been pumping, I'm assuming ETH has been as well. I can see on my Bybit just the actual asset amount that I've been holding has increased. Yeah, it's got a nice little bounce off of it. This actually looks like a bull flag to me on ETH. ETH is looking hot. Now, this is also getting some overbought indications, so you kind of have to watch out here. But we didn't necessarily get a bounce off the 50, but we did get a bounce off of the previous resistance from up here, so that is a good sign. Hey, bro, not financial advice, but if you have $50,000 to invest in BTC, how would you distribute it? All right, so if you have not become a very decent trader yet, I would not be trading with the majority of it. I would be playing with it on macro time frames. Now, right now, I would say wait until we break out above this macro resistance, and then if you want to buy some, that would be a definite. Now, if not, I would wait for a retrace, either back down to the bottom at about 8,200 or wait for about 7,800 in order to buy some. Now, once you start getting better and better at trading, I would probably split that up between 50%, so $25,000 into a macro account where you will be holding different altcoins along with Bitcoin and using USDT as a medium of sheltering, and then $25,000 as a potential trading account. Now, you could put that all into Bitcoin. Now, obviously, keep only the amount that you're trading with at a time on Bybit. So if you have $25,000, you would be using about, let's see, 10% would be 2,500. So 5% would be at about 1,250. So only keep about 2,500 on Bybit at one point in time on your swing account. That way you have a little bit extra just in case, and you don't have to keep constantly refilling it. But don't keep $25,000 on Bybit. I think that's a given, but just in case. But definitely, if you have not learned how to trade yet, and if you're not very efficient with it, do not start trading with that amount of money. Use like a couple $100 if you really want to just get the hang of it. Make sure that you are very, very confident and you have a very, very clear plan of how you're going to enter and exit trades and use risk management with the leverage. And that little formula that I've always been telling you guys, that's a great way to do so. How are my shorts laddered? I took one, I forgot where I took them at, but I took one here, I took one here, and I took one here. I used about 1%, 1.5%, and then 1.5%. Actually, no. I forgot how I split it up, but lowest amount here, and then the biggest amount here. That's how you always want to do them. All right, guys, we got 5 minutes left, so I'm going to start saying goodbye. As always, I appreciate it. You guys are the absolute best for showing up every single time I live stream, and it's just been getting more and more crazy as we go along. The past 2 days, we have hit more viewers than I've ever seen in my life. So I am absolutely speechless, and I just want to say thank you. I appreciate it. For all the new people that are watching me, thank you for clicking on this baby face and giving me a chance. If you don't come back, I appreciate your time that you spent with me tonight, but hopefully I left an impression. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Crypto Half-Life, have a good night, man. Mr. Doug Does, thank you. Zoltan, you rock, man. Appreciate it. Tom, have a good night, buddy. I'll see you later. Seajoy, Tails, thank you very much, guys. Zekin, I still don't know if I'm saying your name right, but I appreciate you being here, man. Chainwax, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Latin Crypto, have a great night, buddy. Gerlandia, have a great night as well. 86 Harleys, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Tom Brady, Brady, I don't know if that's how you spell Brady, but I appreciate it, buddy. Barry, thank you very much, man. Robert, see you, buddy. Sorry, hopped in a little bit too late. Legal Mary, so you will be stopped at 9,250 and go long? Yes. And then my stop, once I go long, will be at about 9,100. That'll be a good stop loss. Christopher Lag, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. JJ, as always, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Indicating 69, like, come on around. Sweet 70, guys. This has been an absolutely great night, guys. 140 viewers. A couple months ago, I couldn't even picture that. Don't know how I got here. Don't know where I'm going. Just taking it one day at a time, just like I do with trading. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. All right. So I forgot to play the outro last night, but I'll play it tonight. The streaming schedule that's on that screen is not accurate as of this moment, so don't worry about that. All right, so go ahead. We're going to go ahead, do the stream ending, and turn on the outro. All right, guys. I appreciate it. I will see you tomorrow, probably around like 3 p.m. So if you can make it, you can make it. I appreciate it. Let me get this song going, and then I will leave you to it. And as soon as it's done, the stream will be cut off. All right, guys. Let me find it real quick. Alrighty. Peace out, guys. Love ya.
Maybe they were wrong about me, and I was right the whole time. Underrated newcomer sitting on a gold mine. Never took a shortcut, I've been on that slow grind. Add up all the baby steps, I'll be there in no time. Folks line up and down the block to see the spectacle. You don't gotta like, at least admit the shit respectable. Never had dollars, we were fighting over decimals. Decimated all the doubt, now I'm feeling resolute. Now I'm feeling purposeful, working till mama's purse is full. Been rock bottom, only way to go is vertical. I was off balance, yeah, I was catching vertigo. Now they breaking vertebrae. Every time I circle through, I prefer to do everything how I imagined it. Made this off a handout so they can put their hands in it. Break it and dismantle it and play me like a mandolin. Wait until I'm down till they offer me companionship, saying they gon' ride for me when shit hits the fan again. They ain't really crazy, they's manic as a mannequin. Can it, man, I cannot stand hearing any more of this. I guess the moral is just maybe they were wrong. I'ma go until I get it, I'ma chase it till it's gone. Head in the clouds and my feet on the ground, screaming down at them like, look at me now. Just maybe they were wrong. Just maybe they were wrong. Don't be fooled by the frown on my face, I'm just playing along. Just maybe. Just maybe. Just maybe.